welcome to another epic battle. And this game we call Nerdcular Warfare here on the Experience. It is a game show in which your ability to argue is much more important than your knowledge base. And each round is going to have a new scenario and some pairings of things. In this case, the show title is Race to Ultimate Victory, and is going to involve car chases or car races. And you're going to be familiar probably with all of the things that get paired, but not in the way that we pair them in any way. So let's bring on our contestants and let them introduce themselves. Hop on up, guys. All right, we're going to take turns introducing ourselves.
I'm Andrew Cockrell. I am the general manager of Up and Away Comics, title of MODOK.
I'm Kyle. I am the executive producer of The Experience.
I am a co-owner of Indoor Games and Comics in Northwest California.
I am Jay, a.k.a. Judge Dreads. I stream on Twitch whenever I guess I feel like it.
All right, let's round it back up. Let's put Kyle and Andrew to the test. All right, my friends. Same scenario. You're still all racing to the iPhone release. Super important. Andrew will fully admit that he goes to the iPhone store because it's more fun. It's like going to Comic-Con, right? Yeah. All right, so Andrew, you've got the bandit himself, Bo Darville, Burt Reynolds. Don't get sad, Kyle. You get Steve McQueen from Bullet. Okay. But, Andrew, your vehicle is Christine. Very haunted car. But, Kyle, not to be outdone, you have the car from Death Proof. Which should be a pretty even matchup. Okay, leading out is Andrew.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing it
Here we go.
All right, so we're going to be heading eastbound and down here, going down to that Apple store to pick up our new iPhone. And yeah, I got Christine. She's got a mind of her own in that 58 Plymouth Fury. You can't beat that cherry apple red going down the highway. She's also not afraid to take out people with her doors, windows, hood, windshield, mirrors, hubcaps, spare pencils that could be lying around anywhere. Anybody gets in her way, she's just going to plow right through them. That includes once she gets to the Apple store, it's going to make her way right through that line. I mean, if a car's going to obey anybody, it's going to obey Burt Reynolds. Come on. Bandit was smooth, slick, and styling back in the 70s. He's still smooth, sick, and styling right now. You can't really knock it. You can't. You're driving down in this beautiful old car that's built like a tank anyway. It's possessed by a demon spawn from hell. How could I possibly go wrong and not pick up my iPhone and probably a bunch of other things in time for the release?
Kyle, rebut.
Well, let's start here. I have a 1970 Chevy Nova. Do you know what a group of Chevy Nova is called? Crows. They're a murder of crows, a group of Chevy Novas. That was in the old street racing days. That's what they called them. So let's talk about murder, shall we? No, I'm kidding. I've got Steve McQueen, who is unarguably the best driver to ever drive. He took a car at 60 mile an hour down that real windy street in San Francisco. Like, do you know how much wheel speed you have to have on the steering wheel? So he can pull the car right into the Apple store. If we have to go to an Apple store, he could just go to AT&T down the street and get his phone. But no, he's going to go to the Apple store just so he can power slide past your little Christine while he's trying to suffocate your enemies and pull right in front of you in the line.
What you got to say about that, Andrew?
Okay, I don't think you've ever seen a car accident with a car built in the 1950s. You know, you can plow right through stuff, you're right, but those things are literally built like tanks. Solid steel doors, solid steel suspension, solid steel construction, solid heart of evil. Like it just goes. So you can like, oh, I've got a murder of crows. I've got a murder of people. Like 50,000 people died from that stupid car over the years. And that doesn't count any iterations of Christine that come off, as in the Futurama one where it turned Bender into a were car. Let's remember that Bandit is driving down in this car, doing his spins and turns, taking out Grandma and the little kitties that are coming, just to fill the energy in this. Because remember, it doesn't run on gasoline. It runs on the death of others. So if he's hitting that 70, 80 miles an hour in a 5-ton steel tank going through the Apple store and taking out people, I'm going to be first. And he's going to push off your death-proof car to make it a death-for-sure car.
Burt Reynolds wishes he was as cool as Steve McQueen. Okay? Burt Reynolds got a song written about him by some country singer. Steve McQueen got a song written about him by Sheryl Crow, who, to a certain age group, is the coolest lady singer ever. So let's just remember that. But again, I'm not saying I'm going to hit you with my car. I'm going to say your car is so busy taking out your enemies, because it's what it does, that it's going to forget about the phone. Meanwhile, Steve McQueen is going to grab that e-brake, slide in, drive into the Apple store, grab it, do a power slide out, and drive away. He never even has to get out of the car. And have you seen him jump cars in Bullet? Like, cars aren't supposed to move like that, but he figures out how. Because Steve McQueen does all his own driving and directs the movie. Then 20 years later, directs the documentary about his driving in the movie. So what? If you're the greatest driver ever, how are you going to lose?
Great arguing. Let's bring everyone back on.
I don't know, man. Andrew, I mean, Burt Reynolds, the stash, man. The stash. It's majestic. It's its own character by itself. I'm sorry, but if I'm an Apple worker and I see Burt Reynolds' stash, I'll give him, here's your phone. I'll literally move everybody else out the way. Here's the phone, Mr. Reynolds. And just bat an eye. Burt Reynolds.
Jay, who do you want to award your point to?
I'm gonna give it to Andrew. Sorry that Fury, man. That car is that's a tank.
That's right.
Tank with the stash, you can't lose.
Brainy, what do you think?
I think Kyle failed in putting a song in my head. But since that wasn't part of his argument, we will let that be. We won't count that against him. Kyle raised a really good argument in the first round. But his rebuttal, in my opinion, was much, much, much weaker than Andrew's, unfortunately. If it was going to be, if we didn't have the rebuttals, Kyle would have had my vote. Unfortunately, Andrew basically did it during the rebuttal. So I do have to give him the point for that.
Perfect. Wow.
Yeah, even I can't argue that one.
This is unanimous. Well, I thought that the deep dive was when Andrew went all the way, pulling out the other references to Christine and Futurama. I think that deserved the point.
Yep. Yep. I knew it was over when he said Futurama. I'm like, it's done. I'm done.
I watched you move as soon as you laughed. I went, I won that one.
Yep. I'm like, I can't beat him with Sheryl Crow. Can't do it.
No, you really can't. No.
All right, so we're going to rematch you guys up for this next round, which puts Brainy versus Andrew in the first round. We've got a new scenario for you guys. In this race, you are on a race to pick up your kids from school. The prize is happy kids and not sad kids. Brainy goes, oh God.
It's like, I think our kids want to stay in school with their friends.
Maybe. I mean, depends on what you're picking them up in and who you are, though, honestly, right? Okay.
True.
Brainy. You got Jason Bourne, Matt Damon from The Bourne Supremacy.
I'm joking.
Andrew. You got Elwood Blues, Dan Aykroyd from the Blues Brothers. Okay. Brainy. Jason Bourne is driving the General Lee.
Oh, sweet.
And Andrew Elwood is driving Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. Okay. Leading out is going to be Brainy.
Whoop whoop is when mic is on. Okay.
It's out. Good.
Oh man, again, I really, really wish these pairings weren't done the way they are. I feel bad for Andrew here. We've got Mr. Jason Bourne. I mean, Mr. Spy, Mr. I can do anything I want. And he has to pick up his kids in General Lee, one of the iconic cars in the world. There is no kid out there that would not want to ride in the back of General Lee. I mean, just being able to, heck, every single one of us had the dream of just sliding right through the window to go drive that thing. Nobody, even Andrew would say, yeah, he really wanted to go into his car through the window. And, man, Jason Bourne doing that, he'd go sliding right in front of the school, doesn't even stop, slows down enough, the kids jump right through that window, right in the back seat, buckle up, and they are off. They are doing high jumps and all the weird stunts over hay barrels and whatnot, man. Oh, and let's not forget Miss Daisy Duke.
Andrew.
Look, you can slide across the top of your beat-up Rebel flag car all you want. All you do is mess up the paint, man. That's all it does. But when you're driving a sweet Shelby Mustang, it's really hard to beat that. Besides, as you well know, we've got 20 miles to go to the school, a half a tank of gas, a pack of cigarettes. It's going to be dark, and I will be wearing sunglasses. So it's not going to matter. I'm cool. I'm hip. And if I'm lucky, I might get some other cool cats to drive with me, with our jazz and our blues going through there. Maybe I'll get lucky and get Ray Charles sitting shotgun with me. But you never know. And even still, though, Shelby Mustangs, those are beautiful cars. Remember, those cars, pedal to the metal, 4 down, will beat any car out there. They're going to take the jumps. They're going to take the hits, as we've seen in Gone in 60 Seconds. And they're just going to look cool doing it because it's Eleanor. She's always cool.
Brainy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Andrew, I am so sorry, my friend. First off, Mr. Aykroyd, smoking, not allowed. Not when you're picking up kids. That is just so wrong. That is a very bad example. Second, your dark sunglasses are so dark you can't even see yourself driving. You won't even make it into the parking lot because you'll crash right into the trees that are out there. So don't even try that. Third, unfortunately, one of the things you have forgotten is Eleanor is attitude. She is just pure 100% attitude. She will never do what you want her to do. She will do what she wants to do. And if you tell her that you're going to put 2 grumpy kids in her backseat, she's going to be like, buddy, homie, don't play that. She'd be like, I'm leaving this thing here. Boy, first off, you try to run me into a tree, and now you want to put some little kids inside my backseat? I don't think so, brother. I am not going anywhere you want me to. She is not moving from that parking lot. She is just there, and your kids are going to be stranded at school all night.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that's actually going to work here. Because while Eleanor is has its own personality, she is still a non-sentient vehicle that I get to control as I see fit. And you're right. I am going to go through trees and the mall and the cars and have all the police cars behind me as we're driving through the school to pick up the kids. Now, I will say a Shelby Mustang does have one minor disadvantage when you're picking up a flock of children, and that's there's really no seats, especially in Illinois. It's a 2-seat car, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm going to put the seats on the top of the car. I'm going to strap the kids down with bungee cords, and we're just going to be rocking our way down the street as we're going through everything. We're going to be hitting it all, and then we're going to be cool and calm. We're going to get out of our car in our nice 2-piece suits with our black ties. We're going to pick the apple out of the kid's mouth that he just picked up from the middle of the mall, and we're going to get home, and we're all going to be safe and sound with no problems whatsoever.
Brilliant. Let's bring her back on.
I feel like Andrew missed a key line.
Uh-oh. Call him out.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, I did. I couldn't get my Aykroyd voice. That's why once I realized I screwed it up on the 106 miles to Chicago. Yeah, it's not worth the hit.
But I also think that Brainy not knowing that Eleanor wasn't sentient was a problem.
Oh, she gave what's his name an attitude, man. He would always get caught with her. So
Elroy's got he's got an advantage with being from the orphanage with kids, so he's already up right there.
His whole existence is trying to save the orphanage for the children.
Exactly. So he's on a mission from God. You got one of the coolest cats in a 2-piece suit. I would kill for a suit like that. I have those original Wayfarer glasses for that reason. Sorry, but that you can't. But that Mustang and that guy behind the wheel, you seen what he did to that mall and a police car. So you give him that? I don't know, Andrew. I gotta give it to Andrew. I'm sorry, that it's not fair. It's not fair. I mean, Jason Bourne's good at fighting. I think that that man behind that wheel is just unstoppable.
All right, who did the better arguing? Kyle, what's your points?
I also just wanted to mention that Brainy's car got canceled. So I'm gonna go with Andrew.
All right.
wait, who
The general they took the show off the air because of the General Lee.
Flag, bro. The Confederate flags on that thing.
Like TV Land was like, nah, too controversial for
And
us.
when they redid the show, they didn't use that.
It's true. When they made the movie, there was no flag.
Yeah, there was. The one with
Not that was
guy from
Scott
American Flag.
Yeah, not was it Scott William whatever? I know what you're talking about. They did
Sean
have
William
flag.
Scott.
Yeah, that dude. They did have the flag in there, but when they did the remake of the TV show, the flag was not there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Sean
the
William
movie.
Scott was such a good actor. None of us could remember his damn name.
Well, it was Sean William Scott and Dax Shepard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Poor
Jay,
Dax
who would you
Shepard.
like to give your point to?
I'm gonna give it to Andrew. That's just honestly a really bad matchup, against the General Lee. General Lee's cool. It is cool, but I just think that Jason Bourne's out of his element in the argument. He had about Elroy. I mean, it's just not. It's a good pairing. I mean, honestly, those two together. Yeah, really good point.
All right, let's pull our next pairing up. Jay Kyle. Okay, you're still on the same mission to get your kids to school the fastest. Jay, your driver is Robert De Niro from Ronin. Okay, Kyle, you've got Mark Wahlberg, Charlie Crocker from The Italian Job. Okay. Jay, you're driving the Tumbler from Batman. It's okay, Kyle. It's okay, Kyle. You're driving Kit from Knight Rider. I thought you might like that. All right, leading out is Jay.
Is the tumbler. The tumbler. What's going to get in my way? Absolutely nothing. You got high caliber weapons, rockets, and then I can run over just about anything that I want. I can jump just about any gap on the bridge with its jump jets. It's the tumbler. I'm sorry. And then it's a Batmobile. Not only will I be unstoppable, but I will also have my kids looking like the coolest kids in school when I ride up in that thing. And then I get out, and I'm Robert De Niro, the gangster of all gangsters, without having to be rough. You get that chin going, and you're just like, what? I don't even have to talk. I look at my kids with that Robert De Niro face, and they get in the car and be right off in that tumbler, running over all the other parents' cars, including yours. I'm sorry, Kit. I'm gonna crush you.
Here comes the Kyle.
Do you know who the voice of Kit was? A guy named William Daniels. You know who else William Daniels was? Mr. Feeney! So I don't have kids. So clearly the kids I'm trying to get to school are Corey and Topanga from Boy Meets World. So Mr. Feeney is teaching Corey and Topanga while we're on our way to school because Mr. Feeney is also the car. Did this just get really meta? I think it did. So here's the other thing, right? Like, I already forgot who my driver was. Oh, yeah, it's Charlie Crocker from The Italian Job. Who else was in The Italian Job but the legend Michael Caine? All right, so I've got Michael Caine, who is, by the way, your Alfred. The Alfred from the Tumblr movies. Taking care of my kids. And I've got the car that's Mr. Feeney. And I don't actually have kids, so they're cool kids from television. So it works out all right.
Jay!
You brought in a lot of irrelevant characters to the argument. It's really nice that, you know, those connections are there. But we're talking about the guy you're driving in the car. Like I said, you're in my way. I have a tank. It doesn't take much. I think we're going to get from A to B in a lot better fashion. I have a tank. I'm Robert De Niro. Count the awards, Smitey. I'm sorry, but Ronin, one of the greatest movies out there, with the greatest actor in it, and you give him a car that can crush almost a building. And like I said, including Kit. Hey, that's a smooth voice that's on that car. It's cool. It's black. You got the little line moving back and forth like Pong. That's cool. I'm going to crush it in no time. If you don't like to be crushed, I'll blow it up. I'll give you a bunch of souvenir pieces to pick up off the ground as you and your kids walk home.
Snap. Kyle.
All right, I'm gonna throw a big word at you. Trihectale plasteel 1000 MBS molecular bonded shell plating on kit that protects it from almost all conventional weapons, especially all the weapons that are on the tumbler. All right, unless you got a pocket nuke, you're out. All right, kit was built to be indestructible. It was built to be smarter than every other car. That's why they put Mr. Feeney in it, the smartest teacher from the school. All right, so let's just move on from that. Have you seen the cars drive the scene in the subways in The Italian Job with all those Mini Coopers? Do you know how hard it is to drive a Mini Cooper on anything that isn't perfectly flat? It's possible. Those things have no suspension, no tires. They just shake. So my guy's better at driving under bad conditions. It'll be fine. We'll get the kids to school on time and we'll beat you doing it.
Perfection. Let's bring him in to score this round.
Okay, Kyle. First off, your driver was Marky Mark. You did forget that.
Did you want me to bring up the Funky Bunch? I was trying to be respectful of his past.
You could have earned a credit with his six-pack abs and how the kids swoon over him. And Michael Caine is Charlie, because you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off, Charlie. Man, I got to give this to Jay. I'm sorry. Kit's indestructible, yet he breaks and was blown up like 75,000 times in the show. And again, you forgot Marky Mark, man. It's the six-pack abs that all the girls are swooning after, not his horrible rap career. I got to give that to Jay, man. Sorry.
All right, Brainy.
All right, so we're supposed to rate on who had the better argument and who used their resources to the best of their ability. Kyle bringing in Mr. Feeney, changing the scenario to being Topanga and Corey. And of course, he doesn't have his own kid, so he has to steal somebody else's. And he made that into a very good argument. Just for that, I think Kyle gets the point, at least gets my point.
All right. That's totally fair.
I've never seen the
deep
Italian
dive.
Job.
Hey!
I've never seen it either. That's why I'm like, I don't know if that really happened. And Kit was the smartest car in the 80s. You forget that this car is from the 2000s. We've upgraded.
Kid
Watch
also
the
had
original Italian Job. It's much better.
Kid had all the bells and whistles that they put in the new electric cars right now. Added back in the 80s. So
Whatever you called that car being made up, that sounds made up. Whatever metal that was, it sounds made up.
Yeah. No, it's true. I'm like, okay, Wikipedia, that's a long word. Let's go with that.
Right? It's a really long word for vibranium.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, they made Hasselhoff say it all the time, too. So it sounded even stupider then.
Oh, my word. All right. It's time for round 3. You know what that means? We get to repair you guys. So I know you know who you're facing next. Kyle versus Brainy. Come to the front. Brainy. You have John Milner from American Graffiti. He's the gentleman driving the yellow car. Okay? Kyle, you have Cole Trickle, Tom Cruise from Days of Thunder.
Oh, okay.
And here's your epic cars. You ready? Brainy, you've got the classic Aston Martin DB5 from James Bond. And Kyle, you've got the 1961 Ferrari 250 GT from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I expect great things from you both. Leading off is Brainy.
Hi.
Ready? Fight.
So, if you like cool cars, you know what you do? You go to Paris. You know what you do in Paris? You watch Emily in Paris. If you like women, you know what you do? You watch Emily in Paris. If you like football, you watch Emily in Paris. If you like guys, you watch Emily in Paris. If you like cool stuff, you watch Emily in Paris. You see where I'm getting at, Kyle? If you're not doing the coolest thing in the world, you're not driving anything at all. I don't care what kind of awesome car you have. I don't care what kind of driver you have. If you are not doing anything with that to get you to a TV station or to Paris to go watch Emily in Paris, you're screwing up. Now, with that said, Aston Martin, oh my God, that is the best car ever to do anything in. It is, I mean, you want to do anything at all, you want to do it in an Aston Martin from the James Bond.
But pause for a second. I haven't given you your scenario, so I'm going to let you argue one round without it, and then I'm going to add it in, okay?
Well, let's start here. It's an Aston Martin, Brainy. Aston, like Sean Aston, but like Austin Martin is something else. You're thinking Austin Healy. This is an Aston Martin. But secondly, okay, Cole Trickle, Days of Thunder, is loosely based on the real person, Dick Trickle, who had the coolest name in NASCAR for a really long time. But he's a real-life NASCAR racer who was an absolute badass who won a ton of races and, like, was the forefather for getting, like, really big companies like Budweiser to sponsor your whole life, not just your car, your whole life. So let's start there. But then you give him the car that drives Cameron so far over the edge that he kicks the car through a plate glass window and down into a ravine. This car is so beautiful, a guy literally had to kill it to be able to stand to be in the same room with it. So you've got one of the best drivers ever with one of the coolest cars ever.
Okay, now I will explain your scenario because I'm a dummy and didn't put it in there because this is such an important scenario as to be mind-blowing. Okay, you're racing to get the very last McRib of the season. Super important. All right, Brainy, your rebuttal.
All right, unfortunately, since I gave up eating pork a few years ago, I am not going after that McGriddle. I mean, McRib, whatever it is. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to go drive myself to a really nice private theater and go watch Guess what, Kyle? Emily in Paris. You know why? Because it's got hot girls, it's got hot guys, it's got great food, it's got great cars, and you know what else it has? An advertising agency that puts all of those Budweiser guys to shame, because we don't want the Budweisers, we want the Gucci's, we want the Louis Vuittons, we want all of that money. Of course, once you see we're hanging out with that, we are definitely getting the Budweiser money as well. And you know what happens when we get Budweiser? NASCAR comes with us, and they are now hanging out in the Emily in Paris crew and having fun with the rest of us while you're just standing there.
So Cole Trickle is played by legendary heartthrob Tom Cruise. Emily in Paris and all of her little fashionista friends on your Emily in Paris show that you love so very, very much are just going to fall for Tom Cruise. Just be like, oh my God, it's Tom Cruise. He has money. He's an icon. Oh my God. No. You have no chance. Tom Cruise shows up, he wins. Also, like, Tom Cruise is like 4 foot nothing. So if he wants the last McRib, he can just walk up to the drive-through window and grab it from between your car and the car next in the window, because he's shorter than the window. So that's a thing that can happen. But at the same time, if you get in the drive-through line and you see that red car from Ferris Bueller's Day Off and it's just rolling through the drive-through line at McDonald's, you're going to be shocked to see that car there and forget what you're doing, because that car is way out of place at McDonald's. I'm just throwing that out there.
All right, great. Let's bring in our other contestants.
No one should get the point. The McRib was involved.
What's all this hate on the McRib? Am I that much white trash that it's actually not that bad?
Is that food? I swear it's not meat, right?
Is anything at McDonald's food?
Touche.
I got to give the point to Kyle. Brainy, I blame you for having me look up what Emily in Paris is. No points. May God have mercy on your soul.
Hey, Brady's going to take that as a practical win.
I absolutely will. I got you to go look up Emily in Paris. I accomplished what I needed to with that argument.
I knew not to fall for that trap.
Is this like some Pornhub thing, or no? It's just a TV show. Okay.
I didn't want that in my browser history, so I let it go. I was like, you know what? That doesn't sound like something I'd watch, so I'm gonna let it go.
VPNs are amazing.
Hey, if you guys do want to watch something that Peyton Manning watches, watch Emily in Paris.
I mean, that helped a little bit, but I'm still gonna let it slide.
Well, he only watches it on Saturday Night Live.
He misses one of the greatest Super Bowl games. One of the greatest football games to watch Emily in Paris.
All right, since this is all going to wind up getting edited out anyway, this is a long-running joke. Jen, Brainy, and I do a show on Mondays called Nerd News Now, and every week Brainy finds a way to either bring up Bridgerton or Emily in Paris. Every week.
And I couldn't pass up that opportunity tonight.
No.
All the arguments I had in the back of my head just disappeared when you said it.
I give him my point to Kyle. He almost lost the point because he said that he got the McRib, and I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's negative points for that. Get a Big Mac, bro. I would have forgoed the McRib, and it's like, you know what? Get some nuggets. Anything but that. It's barely a sandwich.
Did you try that thing they had when they had the Big Mac with the nuggets on it?
Oh my goodness, that was like,
that was
I really
amazing.
felt my cholesterol kind of climb a bit, but it was good though. I will give you that.
Look, I'm fat. Of course, I've tried it. It's just the way it works. McDonald's is the way it goes. Kyle's got to get my points. Brainy, if you'd at least said you'd drive up in the DB5 to take the last McRib and throw it at Kyle, that would have been.
Yes, that. I was like, nobody threw the McRib. Somebody throw it. Don't eat it, please.
And after the whole round of Austin Martin. And then you never came back to it.
You've got weapons. Just blow the car up. oil slick, anything.
I absolutely forgot what car I was driving during the second.
You got James Bond's car. You got all types of stuff in there. You're gonna win that race.
Like Kyle said, I think I already won that.
Should we have had this on screen for you?
He didn't even. I said he didn't even specify which one. I was thinking like the Pierce Brosnan Aston Martin.
Yes, you're right. I was as well.
With the ejector seat that actually works.
Ejector seat. Invite Tom Cruise into the car and then eject him out of it. Done deal.
Yeah, see, car.
That's epic, Andrew. I love it.
And still, Emily in Paris. No points. May God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, my word. All right, it's time to rearrange to get Jay and Andrew a fight. Are still racing to McDonald's to get the last whatever of your choice. You may insert other fast food restaurants that have something they only put out once a year. We can change it for the spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes if you like, because that was also one of those things that people fought over.
Got the Shamrock Shake. Yep, Shamrock Shake from McDonald's. Now that I will race for.
All right. That sounds
yeah,
good.
but the ice cream machine's broken, so.
You're right. And that's just heartbreaking. I would use the Aston Martin to blow up McDonald's after that. Like.
All right. You ready for your pairings? Jay, your driver is Ricky Bobby, Will Ferrell from Talladega Nights. But not to be outdone, Andrew has Dom from Fast and the Furious. Ricky Bobby gets to drive the DeLorean from from Future. So don't worry, Dom's got a killer car. Literally. 1966 Ford Thunderbird from Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Racing for food. First person to get to state their argument is Jay. Here it goes.
This is not fair because at the end of this race, your car is not going to make it. So you might as well get to the cliff early, buddy. I have Ricky Bobby and you've got Dom. Dom, who needs family when you're first place? No one needs that. I have the DeLorean. All I have to do is time travel, and all I need is 88 miles to do it. That's not. I drive that on the freeway now. I probably shouldn't because that's speeding. I just admitted a crime. But not only do I have tons of sponsors from being the greatest race car driver ever, I get up, I kiss excellence. What do you kiss? You kiss your family. So, I'm sorry, but the DeLorean butterfly doors. I can't even roll my window down. I just put the door up and grab what I need, grab my Shamrock Shake, and I'm good to go.
You gonna take that, Andrew?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever actually been in a DeLorean. Do you know why they set it at 88 miles an hour? Because that's as fast as that car will ever go. And you better start running and pushing that thing. Look, just because some coked up, crazy businessman decided it was a good idea to build a car out of aluminum does not mean it's a great idea to have this as a vehicle. And you're right, what's first? But, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Me being Dom and my family, I'm kissing Michelle Rodriguez at the end of the night. You're kissing Doc Brown? Or you're kissing whoever the other racer was that Ricky never let win. I think he's not even important to the story. It doesn't really matter. Remember, I have that cool big car, and I'm going to be, just sitting down there, driving down, sucking down quarter-pound cheeseburgers with my wheelskin hubcaps and my all-leather cow interior while you're driving around in this beat-up aluminum vehicle.
Jay.
You've got Michelle Rodriguez when she's not evil. You remember that she tried to whoop your ass a few times throughout, the movie iterations. But we're not going to talk about that because you've got Michelle Rodriguez. I've got a little bit of shake and bake. So Kyle Norton in my driver's seat, yeah, I got a car of aluminum and it can only go 88 miles. But like I said, that's all I need. While you're still driving off your little cliff because you just want to end it off for some reason, because that's just what that Thunderbird does. I don't need to go fast. I'll just time travel there. And all I need is a couple of pieces of trash, a banana peel. I don't even need gas. I can fly. You forget that, right? I can fly. So, I say you can, have your little girl and your Thunderbird and your little Grand Canyon. I'll just teleport there in the blink of an eye and just watch you try to think you will.
All right. So I want to. Obviously, you don't eat McRibs and you don't go to McDonald's very frequently. McRibs are live. They go live at McDonald's on like a Tuesday at 2 p.m. They take them off the menu at Wednesday at like 4 in the morning. So you can time travel, but unless you find that right spot, buddy, you ain't getting it. And if you're going for that Shamrock Shake or that ice cream, you got to get it between that perfect hour of 2 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in 1 second in order for that machine to be working. And you're right. Michelle Rodriguez kicked my ass. You know who else kicks my ass? Let's see. Gal Gadot, Charlize Theron, Dwayne Johnson. Let's be honest. We wouldn't mind that either. We all everybody beats up on him, but it's beautiful people beating me up. And meanwhile, you're still Will Ferrell. You're a knockoff George Bush most of the time. Let's be realistic. It's not all that great for you in the end. Go ahead with your 88 mile an hour aluminum Coke mobile. I'll be sitting nice and pretty in my classic historical car.
Oh, that's awesome! All right, let's bring back the graders. All right, what do you have to say, Kyle?
Well, I think it helps if someone references the fact that you can buy a flux capacitor at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's really on their website. If you go there and search part number 121G, it's there. I thought that Jay's argument in referencing Back to the Future 3 was or which one was the one where it was a Western and the car flew and everything flew?
Well, it flew in two. It flew in two. It
flies in one. It flies in one. One is
at the end. Do you count that? Because
I thought Jay bringing all of them in together.
Half of his head in a comic as a first appearance. Yeah, we count 30 seconds at the end of a film as the flying car.
That's fair. No, I thought finding a way to bring in all of the Back to the Futures was good. I think knowing Cal Naughton. When Andrew didn't know the name of Sacha Baron Cohen's character.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
That's fair. But I thought that was a good reference pull from Jay. I thought it was a little bit of an unfair pairing in terms of cars. So my vote goes to Jay for landing an argument he should have landed.
Right, Brainy.
I'm going to do something unconventional. I'm going to take points away from both of them.
Oh, no.
Because neither one of them made any reference to Emily in Paris. So they both lose points. With that said,
allowed. You got to give it to somebody.
With that said, again, it comes down to arguments. And Jay really did do a good job. Unfortunately, rebuttal time, Andrew did an amazing job on his rebuttal. So I reluctantly do give it to Andrew this time.
Okay.
Even though...
I'm going to be honest, Jay, that was hard, man.
It wasn't a good matchup. Like I liked your driver, I just didn't care for the car.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, technically, it can fly.
But I didn't want to make that reference.
But not for very long. Like,
and only once.
It flew in two. It flew quite a bit. Oh, you talking about his car? It did only fly once. That was it. You're right. It flew down.
No,
if it was a McDonald's down there, then you got a fair argument. It went, bam, McDonald's. You were there. You won.
You know why this doesn't matter? Because the points, the way they've rolled out, puts us the finals with Jay and Andrew, and they could fight it out again.
Going for that McRib. You can call me Eve because I'm going for that McRib, man.
You can have it. I'll just take the L.
Okay.
Okay.
Congrats to you both for being in the final two.
I do have to say I ordered a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's on Uber Eats once, and they sent me 4. I think it was just an attempt to empty out the ice cream machine because I had broken.
I'm going to give you guys your scenario first, so I'm not a dummy and leave it out. So you are racing again, but you're racing to Comic-Con to be first in line for a Funko Pop, which is basically the reason everyone goes to Comic-Con, I think, at this point.
What Funko Pop?
Funko Pop, man. Their booth is real. You got to get in line to get a number for a time to get in line to get a Funko Pop.
Which one? It's important.
It doesn't matter. What are the exclusives?
Okay.
You can argue whatever one you want. Okay. So let me put these in order here. B, and C. Okay. Jay, your driver is Furiosa, Charlize Theron herself from Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
Okay. Andrew, you have Annie Porter, Sandra Bullock from Speed. It's a ladies' round. Try not to die when you hear what your vehicles are. Okay. Jay, you have Lightning McQueen. Yep. Oh no. I broke Jay. Andrew, you have Speed Buggy.
From the cartoon.
Hanna-Barbera Speed Buggy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, you both have cartoon cars. Leading out is Jay, who's about to die.
Okay. I mean, I had a pretty badass chick. I'll give it that. You know, a lot of anger, just a lot of tenacity. So, you know, I'm gonna drive that buggy, that car, the best that I can. I mean, and it's Lightning McQueen. I'm famous everywhere I go. Everybody sees me. You know, and so I mean, the fact that I'm going to be at Comic-Con too. I know it's not too big. I know there's some Lightning McQueen comics out there. And, you know, I've got, you know, my movie on my side. You know, I got the paint on me and I'm looking real cosplay-like, you know, for Comic-Con. So, you know, I think they're going to part like the Red Sea for me because I need that translucent Wraith pop figure that I just don't have right now from Apex Legends. And I think because I'm Lightning McQueen, my car can talk. So it helps, I think. I don't.
Andrew.
I mean, you're not wrong. Pixar movies are great. There's such a great following for Cars. Not so much Cars 2 and Cars 3. You kind of suck in those two movies. But I'm Speed Buggy. I'm a knockoff of Scooby-Doo, baby. You know, when an original comes along, it's so good, you got to make others. Jabberjaw, Speed Buggy. That's me. Beep, beep. And I go through. Now, you're right. You're Lightning McQueen. You can drive, and he's a sentient vehicle, but so is Speed Buggy. Because Speed Buggy can also be controlled. So if Lightning sees something he wants to go and race on, he's just going to out of there. Whereas me, you know, being Annie Porter, remember, the reason why she was taking the bus in Speed, which, you know, was obvious, was she got too many speeding tickets. Therefore, she knows how to speed and can control the vehicle. Thankfully, it's in Boston. We don't have to have the overpass. We are going to be able to navigate in there. And then Speed Buggy can creep. I didn't see, cars creep it. It just doesn't work, but Speed Buggy can with his little bitty buggy tires, and he can just walk around over there.
So as Lightning McQueen, I can do a little creepy thing too. The good thing about my car is that I can speak clearly and pronounce my words, and I don't seem like I'm on some type of some type of drug, you know, or stuttering and twitching every chance that I get. You know, you only got a 2-seater car too, so you know, nothing special about the Speed Buggy besides it's, you know, stuttering every other word. And then I'm Charlize Theron. I'm sorry that There's no way that car's not going to listen to me, especially her from Mad Max. That woman would dominate just about anybody. So much commanding, just tone and her whole performance in that movie. I doubt that Lightning McQueen would defy her anyway. And then I'm much cooler. Like I said, you're an orange buggy that walks and tweaks out every chance that it gets. Versus me, I'm Lightning McQueen. I'm just, you said ka-chow. You know what I'm saying? That catchphrase. You can't beat that.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's all your car can really do is ka-chow and wow. Speed Buggy solves mysteries, man. Ghosts, goblins, who stole the election? Why are there 4 people in a speed buggy? The fact that 2 of those are probably making out and the other one's a stoner. Because again, Scooby-Doo knockoffs. That's the way it works. But yeah, you're right. Charlize Theron, man, Furiosa was great in the time of the movie that she was in with her one hook hand and normal hand. That was great. But Sandra Bullock, prime Sandra Bullock too, I might add, not ugly looking, deformed because this is the end of the world looking Charlize Theron, but prime looking Sandra Bullock and her most beautifulness that she could have possibly had on screen. Yeah, no, man. Yeah, you can have your Furiosa. I'm going to definitely be sitting next to Sandra Bullock who can make me laugh, make me cry, and then we're going to creep along with the stoner dude in the back of the car because it is a 4-seater, by the way.
Well played, both of you. Let's score this round and name a winner.
For me, this is a tough round to score. They both did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
They both had really 2 very attractive, very stylish actresses in their side. And you know what those 2 do? They both go and hang out with Emily in Paris.
We're going to get a copyright claim for this eventually.
But I like I said, they both did a really good job of arguing this round. Andrew has a snack during the rebuttals. He just seems to take it to that +1, and he did it again in this round as well. He just took it +1 and won that argument towards the end. So my point does go to him. Again, I am deducting points from both of them for not making any reference to Emily or Bridgerton.
Here's my hang up. How much driving does Sandra Bullock really do in that movie? Like, there's a minute there where it's a lot of Keanu. Like, so and you're just kind of on the freeways in LA, it's not as curvy as it is here. So like, I find that Andrew has a weaker driver than Jay does, which means that the strong argument he made weighs heavier from working from behind. I think that Jay has a better car. So it was, like Brainy said, it was a hard round to score. And so I find myself scoring in favor of Jay only because when I previously had Speed Buggy, I didn't get any points either.
Okay, I would like to say something really fast here. And Brainy, you're from California, right?
That I am, yes.
Okay, how easy is it to drive on the freeways in California? Because from what I've been told, it's not.
If you're driving at somewhere between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., you've got a clear road. It depends on which freeway.
But it's very easy when there's a police chase. We've all seen the videos.
And Keanu doesn't drive the bus at all. It's all Sandra Bullock the entire movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just still salty.
It's my wife's favorite movie. I unfortunately have to watch it quite frequently. It's Sandra Bullock.
Right. It really was a hard round for me to judge, so I'm going to split, so Miss Jen has to pick.
So
I don't know. Like, how much driving does Speed Buggy do? You remember he was like the Scooby-Doo of the show. Like, how much driving did he really do?
He was sentient.
Exactly. So, like, at least my guy was a racer. I mean, your guy was like the part of the crew. He was like, oh, it's like hey, what's up, buddy? Not, let's race.
The mystery mobile takes them from crime to crime. How much more of a cool thing do you need?
It's not a
Plus
racer
it's a
though.
speed buggy. They're hitting young kids.
We're racing.
Wasn't Speed Buggy part of the Wacky Racers?
No, it wasn't. Well, did he? It was, I think he might have been a guest at some point, but I don't think he was a permanent fixture in the show.
Obviously, you've also not seen Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, where there's a high-speed chase in L.A. with Speed Buggy. I mean, and it ends up because the two people are making out and controlling the little thing.
I have not seen that episode, and I'm gonna have to look that one up because I'm a big fan of that show.
All right, I'm going to award the winner based on a very simple thing. My instructions were to use everything at your disposal, including your scenario. And in this case, Jay did a better job by mentioning the specific Funko Pop that he was going for. So Jay for the win for using all things at his disposal for his argument.
I'm not worthy. Honestly, that was tough. I was like, oh my God, Andrew. If it wasn't for the scenario, I think he would have took that.
It's entirely possible.
Like it was a tough. Like if we had better cars and better people, it would have been honestly a no-brainer because he's been on the whole show.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news is that both our final contestants do get an award. This is sponsored by Space Cadets Collection. And Jay, you have $50 to spend however you like on our eBay site or Shopify site, or just wander around our store if you're in the area. And Andrew, you got 25. I think Andrew's just going to start banking his.
I want that GoldenEye.
Oh, there you go. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time for a recording of Nerdcular Warfare. So if you watched this show and thought to yourself, I could argue better than any of those folks, I could take home the prize, or at least I want to try real hard, you should totally get in touch with us. There's information on the screen now to allow you to sign up to be part of this fun thing that we shoot every single week. So you can win prizes and or just go for a glory of saying you know more than anybody else, or at least can argue your way out of anything. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you guys next time for another Nerdcular Warfare.